What's up, my peoples? It is your boy AMG here, and today we'll be reviewing chapter 214 of My Hero Academia Rebellious War. Can we just talk about, can we talk about how beautiful that the cover page and the Shonen Jump cover pages are? Now, the Shonen Jump cover page is just the Shinzo and Deku in full color, and it's him just going at it, just like we've seen in the last chapters that just came out. And then we switch over to the actual cover of the manga, and it's everybody from the last My Hero poll dressed up in like D&D wizard kind of, Warcraft type of stuff. And it's just a beautiful panel. There's all kinds of salamanders and dragons, and we see, Momo, she dressed up like a wizard. You know what I'm saying? Momo, she all got that best girl. Anyway, back to the chapter. So we see it opens up, and Vlad is just talking to Eraser, talking about we should stop the fight because Midoriya had all that crazy stuff going on that was happening last chapter, and Eraser is just like, they have a lot of fight left in them, so we should just let him go because everybody does. And it's just an amazing action shot of 1B and 1A that is fighting into the people who are fighting in this mock battle of this round, and it's just a beautiful action shot. And we see Vikings like, you have a soft spot for these guys, don't you? And Eraser's like, whatever, I probably do. Like the golf emo way he always is, but we already know he loves him, and we know that Shinzo is pretty much his protege, so I'm loving that. We jump to, Midoriya is basically saying, I have to fight without my quirk because it's going to show and I might hurt somebody. And Uraka's like, yo, you're not going to use the quirk? And he's like, dude, I've been quirkless all my life. Basically what he's saying in his head. I can deal with this. He's like, basically, I won some of the first place matches in the festival, and I didn't use no power, and I beat some of the strongest people in my grade, so I'll be fine. So, and he was like, yeah, and plus, I can't stop now because if we lose this chance, we'll lose Shinzo, and he's pretty much the power player of the whole, group right now. So we definitely can't miss out this chance. So he was like, yo, let's get it. So I'm loving the fact that he's just ready to go. And we see Ashido, and she is like using her powers, her acid shot, and just shooting at one of the 1B students using twin impact, and he shoots it right back at her. And we see Mineta, Mineta getting that shot, what's up, homeboy? He's saving the ladies, might get some later. Anyway. And he shaves Ashido with one of his new attacks called Group Buckler, and it's just a lot of his balls combined together as basically a shield, and it's pretty cool. And he's like, yo, he was like, my power, I can use it to stick people together, but I can also use it to jump around at high speed since it doesn't attach to me. So he has an offense and defensive quirk, and we already know Mineta is really super smart, so it's surprising that he is just so good at using his quirk and utilizing it and just using it in interesting ways. He jumps up Ashido and he's like, yo, this is my plan too, to get up close to you, girl. And she's like, nah, that's enough, bro, that's overkill. You saved me, but I don't like you like that. So she threw him away. And then we see them, fighting, and everyone's like, yo, how are we losing if we have more people to fight against two people and we still lose anyway? How the hell are we losing? But Class 1A utilizes their quirks better, so they, I guess, have more experience using long range and close range, and everybody else that's on 1B is mostly like long range fighters, so upper hand. And we see Monoma, he's coming in going crazy on Midoriya, like, hey, I can get you now, I got your quirk, so I'm about to use it against you. He's like, you were the main guy, but now I've got your power. And all of a sudden, he was like, Midoriya's tripping out, like, you got my power? What the hell going on? Like, how do you get my power? You didn't use my DNA. There's no way he can even get this. I wonder if he can copy Midoriya's power, since that's his power. But, like, Monoma, I thought the whole point of All for One was basically that he had to get the DNA of the person that has it, and they have to give it up to them willingly. So I don't know if he could do that because it's not like every other quirk, but maybe. But we see Uraraka come in with that grand martial arts, and she just slams into the ground. I'm like, oh, okay. That gun head training that she used before is really coming in handy. We seen in these chapters, and she just going ham. And she pins him to the ground. And I guess back a chapter or a couple pages ago, Midoriya asked Uraraka for a favor, and he had her to float. As soon as he got Monoma and she took Monoma down, then he takes Shinzo's like rap that he's using, that Eraser has, and he starts grabs it and tackles down Shinzo, and Shinzo's like, yo, I'm about to get you. He was like, I'm not the same person I was back when we fought before. And Midoriya's like, hey, I gotta get him now because he is the biggest threat right now. And just we see back to Vlad King and Eraser, and Vlad King's like, yo, we should stop this fight because Midoriya is moving, and we know his quirk was out of control. And Eraser has just been just his butthole self, like, yo, I can tell that he's on the move. I can tell he's fighting. I see like you are. It was like, come on, Captain Obvious, duh. But I just love Brazier because his attitude is so funny. And he's really the chill, like, emo dude, and I just love it. Then we move to a flashback of Brazier talking about that he took him 5 years to master the technique of the scars, or whatever you want to call it, and the capture tape, but it's not really capture tape, it's more of a scarf, like, anyway. But we see flashbacks of him teaching Shinzo, and he's like, it took me 5 years to do this, but now that I've learned to do this, I can teach other people easier since I know how to do it now. And we flash back to him saying, you need to practice more. And Shinzo's like, I am practicing more. So I love the back and forth. Like, that's really his sensei now. He was like, we have to do this because we are not like other people. Our quirks are not really an offensive quirk. They're more of a defensive and support quirk. So if we want to be heroes without being sidekicks, we have to learn how to use our power in smart ways and learn martial arts and other things like that. So I'm loving the fact that they're putting in, he's kind of like the Batman of this universe. Like, he has nothing, but he uses gadgets, and he uses techniques, and he uses like fighting styles to learn how to fight. And Midoriya, I would say he's like Superman, but he's not, because he's learning martial arts, and Superman doesn't have any. He just punches people really hard, so not the same thing. But anyway, and then we see Midoriya, he's like, yo, I was scared at the beginning. I was uneasy by using my quirk because, at the last chapters, his quirk was going crazy. But he's like, ever since he met one of the vestiges of power, one of the past users, that he feels comfortable now. So he's just ready to go. And he was like, hey, I got to use my power. They said I could use it. So I'm trying to use his power and use these various aspects that I have. So he takes out the whip, that black lightning kind of stuff, and uses it and picks up some, pipes, construction pipes, and he about to go ham on Shinzo. So we'll see what he's doing. You know what? Midoriya need to go call Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho and go get that, have him teach him how to use that whip. Get one of them old heads to teach him how to work it. Anyway, that was the end of the chapter. Like, comment, subscribe if you liked the video. My name is AMG, and remember, anime, manga, gaming is all that, and I'm out.